Hey guys, you want to hear a joke? Matt Riddle.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what's going on with all this WCW guys.
I'll tell you what's going on, Mr. Riddle. First of all, the ratings are down. No one's really watching wrestling. It's only slightly picked up now with Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff taking over, like very slightly. And the reason being is that no one in the actual current company is an actual draw, so then they have to bring Bill Goldberg in because Bill Goldberg has more star power than your toe. And also, and we're gonna get into this, I just think that you're absolutely terrible. I think Booker T's right, by the way, that you're a terrible worker. I think that you blow your smoke up that your own ass and you think that you're somehow amazing. Mate, no offense, but you literally look like a mid-carder at best. And I don't want to hear this horse shit that you're an MMA guy. Just because you do MMA doesn't mean that you can automatically be better than the best. That's what makes Brock Lesnar, as much as I'm not really a fan of his recent run or whatever. I do like Brock Lesnar, but you know what they're doing with the championship and stuff is like, But at the same time, though, you look at you and you think, you're not exactly entertaining. Like, what have you got? Like, you run into the ring barefooted, you talk out of your teeth. Oh, I'm not little. I'm not little, guys. I have a man bun. I'm a millennial's wet dream.
Legitimately. Man, I don't like Goldberg. I have my thing. I'm not going to get into it. Everybody knows what I think. And it's true. He's not at the level. And yes, he's made lots of money. But at the end of the day, when future wrestlers come in, or somebody who wants to get into this business, or a passionate fan wants to watch something good, I doubt they're going to pull up a Bill Goldberg match.
Here's a fun fact for you. Bill Goldberg has actually sold out more arenas than Matt Riddle. He sold more merchandise than Matt Riddle. He's actually more engaging than Matt Riddle, and in fact, I do believe that he's actually more entertaining than Matt Riddle. You see, the very definition of entertainment is very loose. Some people might like a stand-up comedian's form of entertainment. Some people might like sitcoms for a form of entertainment. There is no actual outright line of entertainment and how to actually be a wrestler. There isn't a definitive book to say, if you do this, you become a professional wrestler. I mean, look at yourself. I mean, I personally don't know how you got signed to NXT. I mean, how did anyone look at that video that I did like a lot of fucking years ago, and it was you getting your foot bit off? It's really entertaining, really engaging. But at the same time, though, if you look at Bill Goldberg, he has actual on-screen presence. Whenever he comes to the ring, you know this motherfucker is gonna kill you. Perfect example is Bill Goldberg's WCW Halloween Havoc entrance. In my opinion, the greatest entrance ever. Now, I know that's quite controversial, but it is the most badass entrance ever. You got Michael Buffer doing the call and saying Bill Goldberg fireworks coming up. It's badass. It is what wrestling. It's a form of wrestling. It's a forgotten art. On-screen presence. Bill Goldberg doesn't need to be amazing on the mic. Bill Goldberg doesn't need to do flips and kicks. Bill Goldberg doesn't need to do all the things that you do. Because Bill Goldberg is, wait for it, Bill Goldberg. If he was going to be Bill Goldberg trying to be Matt Riddle, then maybe you might have an argument. But at the end of the day, in this human society and in our entire society, we're all individuals. For example, YouTube. A Filthy Frank is very different to an iDubbbz. I'm very different to a Wrestling Jesus. A Wrestling Jesus might be very different to a Brad Rules, and a Brad Rules might be very different than a Leon Calavera. A Leon Calavera might be very different than a Will's World Entertainment. The Smart Busters might be very different than other people. That's what makes this life so brilliant, because people can be themselves, they can do whatever they feel comfortable in. That's that's what my problem is, essentially. You're saying he didn't have any good matches, they were all trash. You can't just say that. You can't just say, this man's entire career in WCW, having an amazing run in WCW, had an actual pretty decent run in WWE. I understand some people might be pissed off at the actual Goldberg and Undertaker match, but unlike yourself, Bill Goldberg actually apologized and said, you know what, I was completely in the wrong, I fucked up. Bill Goldberg had the actual balls to say, you know what, I'm gonna have another match with Dolph Ziggler, and I'm gonna try my best and actually have a better match than what I had against the Undertaker. And I seen a bit of Goldberg and Ziggler's match. I have to say, it was pretty good. It's not a flip fest, it's not a kick fest, it's not anything like that. It is nostalgia. Bill Apter, was it from the OneWrestling.com, made an excellent point. Bill Goldberg is there for nostalgia. You don't watch Mike Tyson, okay? And I hate really comparing boxing to wrestling because they're two completely different worlds. But if you see Mike Tyson walking into the ring, whenever, you know, it was after his first retirement, you're not going to watch and see, you know, him going like a load of rounds. You wanted to see him just knock someone out and then that's it. Bill Goldberg is that type of person. Now, if you seem to think that you're so good, why is no one really talking about you? Like, you don't really train that very well. You're certainly not on the same level as an AJ Styles. You're definitely not on the same level as some of these guys that's on the roster right now. And even they're not drawn. So you really think that because and AJ Styles I actually quite like though, but these other guys, you know, no offense to Seth Rollins or anything like that, but they're not drawn. And you really think that a Seth Rollins who's in that position now, who's not really drawn as much, you really think you can walk in there and draw as much? You really think a casual fan watching this product, seeing you barefooted looking like a mopped up little cunt, you really honestly believe that you walking in here is going to change the game of wrestling? You're a gimmick, mate. Your actual on-screen presence is a gimmick. And that's why you suck, and that's why I don't like you.
I'm going to pull up one of my matches, or Kurt Angle's matches, or Chris Benoit matches, or Shawn Michaels, or Bret Hart, and I'll go on. But Goldberg's not in that category.
Listen here, Bucktooth Bunny, you are nowhere near the same level as a Kurt Angle in his prime. Kurt Angle in TNA, you can't even touch that. I'm sorry, but you're in your prime right now, okay? I know that you got a lot of smoke blown up your ass when you're in MMA, and I understand, and this is what I don't like about these MMA guys, because the MMA guys take the piss out of professional wrestling, okay? And listen, I have nothing against MMA. I covered a little bit on Enter Arena. I've got nothing against the MMA guys, but an MMA guy walking into professional wrestling, the key word here is professional. Professional. You are not professional in any shape or form in this video. It makes you look like a giant asshole, okay? And then you turn around and say, oh, like, listen, like I said, Kurt Angle is Kurt Angle. Shawn Michaels is Shawn Michaels. I can't believe you're actually comparing yourself to Shawn Michaels. I'm like, it's just ridiculous. Like, are you so blindsided that you seem to think that you're on the same level as Shawn Michaels? I'm sorry, but you're not amazing. You're not great. You're terrible. Listen, if I ever watch your match, I skip it, because you're fucking awful. Your promos are awful. You sound constipated. You got a man bun. You're wearing bare feet. It's you're the definition of what I hate in wrestling. Okay? Just because you're a big MMA guy and I can knock anyone out. I can do whatever I want. I can punch people. It's professionalism. You're in professional wrestling, you're not in an MMA ring. You have to be professional to do professional wrestling. Bugs Bunny little shit.
That's enough. Chris Jericho, you came at me. I don't know why you're saying listen and learn, kid. I'll beat the shit out of you. I don't understand that. I don't get it. You're soft as hell. Maybe back in your prime, but even then I would have beat the shit out of you then. So listen and learn from me, bro.
It's kind of ironic that you're trying to get the indie fans on your side and yet you insulted their god, which is Chris Jericho. And by the way, I actually like Chris Jericho as well. So your argument is when Chris Jericho, an older, wiser professional wrestler, said, listen and learn, kid. Listen, there's this older guy, there's something that you can learn from him. He has on-screen presence. Maybe it might be something to take away. And your response is, I'll beat the shit out of you. I'll beat, Goofy. I'll beat the shit out of you. You see, that goes to show the sign of a very insecure man. A man that, unfortunately, can't take criticism. And I'm not even going to get into criticism now. I already talked about that 2 weeks ago on Twitter. But at the end of the day, Matt Riddle is like warped in this just utter horseshit that he's amazing. And I understand that. But you got to look at Enzo Amore. He did exactly the same thing. And look how his career went. Just saying. And, by the way, shout out to Leon and Brad Rules, because them two actually were talking about this. Leon was talking about it on Facebook, and Brad Rules on YouTube. So shout out to them. Links in the description below if you want to check them out. But they were talking about this, and I completely agree in regards to this. But like, I just like that, rather than you actually looking at this logically, rather than actually responding like a, a normal human being, you then say, you're wrong, I'll beat the shit out of you, I will fight you, and I will knock you out. So it's a great response. Now remember, the key is there, professional wrestling. Professional wrestling. Professional wrestling. Because you gotta be professional in professional wrestling. Matt Riddle's response is that he's gonna beat the shit out of Chris Jericho. So, yeah. This is wrestling today, folks. This is wrestling today.
Shut your mouth. Lance, I don't get it. You were born then. I remember doing a seminar with you at Legends Camp in North Carolina. I literally fell asleep during your seminar. I had to be woken up by you. I even apologized at the time. And then to think years later I'd be in NXT, and for some reason you get on your little Twitter machine, you start talking trash about me. It's like, bro, barefoot or not, still 10 times the entertainer you ever were. So, that's it. I want everybody to know where I'm coming from. Because I'm a pretty sweet guy. I'll beat the shit out of you. I'm a pretty sweet guy. I'm a pretty sweet guy. I'll beat the shit out of you. Okay? And I don't want any of this trouble. Okay? Alright. Everybody, have a great Monday. And, I'll see everybody in Albany, New York Thursday, Buffalo, New York Friday.
I'd rather have chlamydia. So yeah, pretty much to summarize, Matt Riddle, fucking box of the century. Yeah, like, here's the thing with Matt Riddle, like, if he wasn't just this condescending, like, and some people are saying that this is a work as well. It's not a work. I know that it's definitely not. He really doesn't. He apparently had an altercation with Bill Goldberg backstage, and Bill Goldberg, like, walked over and, like, shouldered him, and Matt Riddle went like that, and then he goes, like, we got some talk, and he goes, yeah, we'll talk about it, bro, or something like that there, and he's like, don't call me bro, I'm not your bro. It's like, okay, bro, like, this guy, like, do you know what this guy reminds me of? Do you know that guy in class that's like, he's like half a surfer, but he's like a douchebag to everyone, and he seems to think that he's fantastic and he can do no wrong. And he's like, he's not a jock, but he's like in between that weird kind of category where he's just a dickhead, really. This guy, Matt Riddle, I honestly can't stand him, to be honest. I don't know why people like him. I still have no idea why people like him. He'll never be the same level as Goldberg, in my opinion. Unless he changes his act up a wee bit. But either way, he's a mark for himself. And everyone says, oh, everyone's a mark for themselves. But you go a bit above and beyond whenever you're making these unprofessional videos. And here's the thing. Somebody might say, well, Jerry, you being professional? I'm not a professional wrestler. Okay? I'm not a professional wrestler. I would have liked to be one day, but, I'm just happy doing YouTube, to be honest. But at the end of the day, all I just gotta say to Matt Riddle is, good luck in the unemployment line, son. Good luck in the unemployment line. Because Vinnie Mac, he don't like that shit. And sort your teeth out while you're at it, you fucking dick.